everyone! Welcome to another episode of Scrap with me. Today we're going to do an episode on bits and pieces. I'm going to be using the Life Delights paper package from Close to My Heart, but you can use any package that you have. Do you have a package of paper that you've used most of the papers with, but you just can't bear to throw out the little scrap odds and ends? This Life Delights paper is my I can't throw it away pack. I have 2 pieces of solid cardstock and then this butterfly paper, which I can't do anything with because I don't want to cut it. I think it's so beautiful. I have a piece of white and then these bits and pieces, but I have a really wonderful layout to get just one more little use out of your paper pack. So let me show you how to do it. First of all, you do need a base paper, and fortunately I haven't used up these blush papers in my pack, but I could use just a white or something that I have lying around. That would work fine, but I have these. So I'm going to use these as my base papers. Then all you're going to do is you're going to cut your pieces of paper into 2 1/4 inch squares, and you will need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 of these squares. I'm going off a layout I already have. So you can either use your cutter, which will work fine. I also got this, what is it, a Marvy punch? Anyways, which is just about 2 1/4. So all I'm going to do is go through my papers and find patterns that I like and cut out 11 of them with my punch. Okay, so now that you've got your 11 2 1/4 inch squares, all you need is a matting for a 4x6 photo. I'm going to make my matting 4.5 by 6.5 inches. So cut at 6.5 and 4.5. And I've used the background and textured paper, and I'm not sure whether I'll use the strips or not, but we'll see what comes. So now all you're going to do is get your photos, and I've got a collection of photos, just random little photos of my daughter growing up, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut out 2 1/4 inch squares, sorry, and I'm just looking, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So you're going to need 9 2 1/4 inch photos. So let me just do that. Okay, so now I have my 9 2 1/4 inch photos. I have, oh, do I have 9? Yeah. I have my 11 2 1/4 inch pattern papers and my 4.5 and by 6.5 inch paper. I've also chosen a vertical photo that I'm going to mount on there. And so here's how you're going to lay it out. This is a really great layout to highlight your papers and just showcase the patterns. So I'm going to just start laying out my photos and my papers in a checkerboard pattern. So this is kind of a process of moving things around, deciding which colors go where, which photos go in the best places here and there. So there will be lots of shuffling at this point, but eventually you'll come up with a layout and organization that you love. So I'll just do that, and then I'll get you going on the next step. Okay, so just a little bit of clarification. So for your your left hand side, you are going to have a grid at the bottom right hand side of your page that is 3 photos or 3 squares by 4 squares wide, and you just have alternating photos and pattern paper, photos, pattern paper. The next page, we're going to actually continue this strip here, but then we're also going to insert our 4 1/4 or 4.5 by 6.5 inch square here. So I'll show you how I do that. Okay, So as you can see, I haven't glued anything down up until this point. That's because this layout really does require a lot of thinking and looking around and moving. For example, I'm going to take this photo here where my daughter is kind of facing this way off the page, and I'm going to switch it for this photo so that she's always facing into the page and it draws the eye of the viewer into your page. So at this point, now that you've got your 4x3 grid, you've got your strip of 5 alternating patterns and photos, your 4.5 by 6.5 background mounting paper with your photo on it, and then these little guys kind of building a step up here. Now you could begin to adhere. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got my papers and my photos glued down. Now I'm just going to add some accents. So what I'm going to do first is I'm actually going to do some stamping on each of the pages. I'm also going to add some ribbon, chocolate ribbon, which I've shown you here, and then I have some stickies that I'm going to add as well. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to use these Playful Flourish stamps. I'm going to put my little sponge foam thing underneath. I'm using actually desert sand. It's the color in the paper pack is chocolate, but since I'm stamping it on the blush paper, it's not going to make a huge difference. I just want the impression of brown. So I'm going to stamp 2 little flourishes here. Okay, so I've got 2 flourishes just up the side on the one side, and then I'm also going to add a flourish, just a little one right here. Okay, so a little bit of stamping just to add to the page, and then I'm going to put on my chocolate ribbon, and you can adhere this any way you like. I've had no problems with the Tombow, and it just goes on smooth. And then sometimes I'll use a glue dot when I put it behind the page, but usually. So there we have it. I've got the stamping and the ribbon. Now all I'm going to do is add my stickies. Now I haven't actually used any of the letters of these stickies, but I want to write out Summer Fun, and I would like it to line up with this edge of the page. So I'm actually going to write it backwards just so that I don't find that my letters are misspaced. So I'm just going to do it right above the line there, and I'm going to pardon me, I'm going to alternate my colors as much as possible. Okay, so I've got my layout pretty much complete. I've done the papers, added a little bit of stamping, ribbon, some stickies. I'm adding a few more stickies here and there. I'm going to write in my journaling, and it's pretty much done. It's a really simple page, but it's just a great page to showcase those papers that you've loved and don't want to leave just yet. And so if you have any questions or want to book a demonstration and you're in the Edmonton area, give me a shout. Thanks for watching. Bye.